Blessed Wednesday. Do you ever just sit back and see yourself in nature? Like, there's often times where I really just sit back and observe myself in, like, the animals, right? Like, I always feel when it comes to a bear, like, sometimes I just want to be in the wilderness by myself, walking around, you know, in the lake and in the streams, you know, and having my moment of hibernation. Then there's times where I reflect on the snake and how the snake is constantly shedding, you know, its skin, and it just grows and grows and grows according to its environment, and how it really is unbothered until it feels threatened, and then it will attack when its self feels that somebody has gotten like too close to it, where now it's become a threat, you know. And there's other aspects where sometimes I feel like, you know, when I see a bat, I just want to hang upside down with the clan that I'm with and find like-minded people who just want to hang upside down with me. There are times when I look at the butterfly and how it's a caterpillar, and how the caterpillar often looks like it just has so much weight that it's carrying, and it's moving slowly until it finds its moment of solitude, right? And it goes inward and it cocoons itself in a space of being untouchable and in its own space and in its own energy, and then emerges as a butterfly, which is my tattoo. There are moments where I see myself as a bird, just flying and soaring and watching everything beneath, you know, my vision. My vision is just so clear, and just watching everything else being animated and, you know, moving around and doing its thing, and me just flowing and soaring, you know, in the sky, from place to place, and just enjoying that aspect. And then I often, you know, see myself as, what else was there? A whale, a dolphin in the ocean, and only emerging to the top to catch the breath, but remaining in, you know, the womb of the water, and, you know, just being part of the unseen world. And, you know, and the list goes on and on and on. And so, yeah, I just, you know, wonder if anybody else sees themselves in, you know, their reflection in nature, and remember that, you know, it is you, and how you view, you know, an animal in your life, like a cat. You know, I just love cats. I love the mystery about them. They're very mystical beings. They're, you know, from the spirit realm, and you know, they're not very trusting to people. They don't allow people to get too close to them. They know, and they can feel energy on a deep level. You know, their eyesight is very keen and very, you know, just their vision is super powerful. Just how they feel and how they can see. So yeah, oftentimes I do feel mystical, and have the mysterious side of myself, which would probably be more of my esoteric and, you know, metaphysical aspect of my life that I really don't show to anybody. I mean, I'll post and talk about a few things here and there, but my own rituals are my own rituals. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that, you know, nature is just a beautiful reflection of yourself. And if you really just pay attention and just stop and just listen and observe what is around you, you can learn a lot from them. And, you know, they oftentimes, according to your own perspective and perception, of course, of yourself, you know, oftentimes you will see them in a space of just existing in this beautiful world. You know, they really do bring this aspect where you're just able to just know that everything is in alignment, and everything is in a space of always being in tune at the right time and the right space. And there's never anything that is off. And if we can just really learn how to dial the tone down to always having to be in chaos, and always having to have distractions, and always having to be around things that are causing us to be less connected, to ourselves. And I think oftentimes, because of how the mind works, these things by the Creator were placed here in order for us to truly see ourselves, and it's also a remembrance that we are multidimensional. We're not just one thing, and we will never be just one thing. And oftentimes when we try to relate ourselves to being just one thing, then that usually is when we start feeling anxiety and stress and all of this, because it's that signal of your inner being saying, this is no longer the shadow that you need to carry. This is no longer the character that you need to be. Expand yourself, try something different. I don't want this just one thing anymore. You're trying to place yourself in a box that there actually is and never has been a box. You're free to create this aspect of yourself in very different forms. And I think a lot of you have recognized that for myself, I change a lot. I really consider myself a chameleon, and that's another one. The power of a chameleon, how it knows what it is. It never questions or has to. Most animals never have to question. It's usually humans that always have to question things. But a chameleon always knows what it is. However, it just always blends into every environment. You know what I'm saying? It changes itself according to its environment. And I think that that's one of the most powerful tools that we can have for ourselves, because oftentimes, especially with the conditioning of this world that we're in, everything, usually people see it as black and white, but there is no such thing. There really is. Not even in people, there is not black and white. If you were to put a black color and a white color and try to get people to match that exact color, it's not going to exist. So the black and white theory is also a programming to separate the collective. You know what I'm saying? So that's on a whole other level, but a conversation. But yeah, it really is. And if you look at everything in this life, everything is all about, options and variety. When you go into an ice cream shop, when you buy your car, when you people that you surround yourself with, the position that you decide to put yourself in. So why do we constantly have variety around us? Why do we constantly have option around us, but feel that we only have to be one way? It's not it. That's just not it. And so to be able to blend this acknowledgement and this knowingness within your own life, to be able to expand and to experience, I've realized that even for myself, my best self is always and will always be when I allow myself to just be this multidimensional, and I go and I allow myself to be and how I feel in the moment, and I think that's always been something that I used to suppress. I can't be this because what are other people going to think? Well, I can't wear this because of what are other people going to think? And now I'm just in a space where I am just completely comfortable with one day rocking something that is this, one day changing my hair to this, one day wearing all black and just sporting black for a while because I'm just in the underworld of myself. One day I'm full of color, like today, where I'm just in my turquoise vibe, and that's what I just woke up feeling, shit like that. Like, you have to honor your intuitive inner state, because it's all about expression and it wants to be expressed, and the external is always a reflection of how you're feeling internally. You know what I'm saying? So you have to allow yourself to be that. And yeah, so that's my message for today. And remember that you are an infinite being with limitless possibilities, and I will never stop saying that. And just to always be in a space of honoring, your heart first above all things.